Hello, everyone. Welcome to Everything Arsenal. Jurrien Timber to Arsenal is pretty much done. We now know the exact time is going to be get the medical done. Declan Rice, according to Fabrizio Romano, Declan Rice is excited to be joining Arsenal over the moon. I mean, obviously Fabrizio Romano, he's actually joining the best team in London, so of course he's excited. We'll also be talking about Granit Xhaka. Obviously, Declan Rice joining that pretty much means Xhaka is about to leave, and that has just been confirmed. He might not be the only player who's about to leave Arsenal. Nketiah could actually join him. And Nicolas Pepe, you'd expect him to join them as well, but he might actually end up staying. Wow, that could be crazy. And also, Pablo Mari has officially left Arsenal, and that is where we are going to start today. Pablo Mari, according to Fabrizio Romano, official confirmed Pablo Mari leaves Arsenal to join Monza on a permanent deal. Understand the fee for Arsenal is going to be around 6 million. You know what? Not a bad fee to get him for at all. 6 million is going to help us a lot in terms of getting other deals complete. If I'm not wrong, I think Pablo Mari was the first signing that Mikel Arteta got as an Arsenal manager. So he joined Arsenal in 2019, and then we signed Pablo Mari and Cedric in January of 2020, right before COVID. We got both of those players on loan, and Pablo Mari was the first one, I think, on 29th of January or something, and then Cedric on deadline day. It was on a loan deal at that point, and then later on we got him on a permanent deal. I actually have the article that's from Arsenal, Arsenal.com, if you want to take a read. Arsenal say the 29-year-old defender initially signed for Arsenal on loan in January of 2020, joining permanently 6 months later. During his time with us, Pablo made 22 appearances in all competitions, including a goal in our 4-1 Europa League win at home to Rapid Vienna in December of 2020. Pablo joined us from Flamengo, where he played an integral role in his team, winning both the Brazilian League and South American Copa Libertadores. Following a short spell with Udinese to see out the 2021-2022 campaign, the Spanish defender spent the whole of last season on loan with the team he joins now, AC Monza. During last season, Pablo made 31 appearances in all competitions, helping his newly promoted side to an 11th place finish. Pablo showed tremendous strength and courage last year to recover from attack which injured him in Milan. And we are all happy. We are all happy that Pablo is now back to full fitness. We thank Pablo for his contribution to the club and wish him and his family the best health and happiness in their new chapter. I definitely agree. All the best to Pablo Mari in his new permanent deal at in the Serie A. He was our first signing under Mikel Arteta, and I remember he kind of I was actually excited when we signed him in a new left-footed player to help out. At that time, he hadn't signed Gabriel yet, so he was like the first left-footed centre back that Mikel Arteta bought. And there was a time that you were trying to compare him and Gabriel. You're like, who should play? Some people preferred Pablo Mari, some people preferred Gabriel. But obviously, as time went by, it became obvious that we personally prefer Gabriel. And Pablo Mari has been out on loan for the last 2 years in Italy with Udinese and also Monza, and you wouldn't really have fitted at Arsenal now that you've signed the likes of Kiviana, the likes of Timber about to join as well. Obviously, Pablo Mari did not really have had any space at Arsenal, and I wish him all the best. Thank you for everything, Pablo Mari. 3+ years at Arsenal, 1 or 2 years actually playing at the Emirates, and then 2 years out on loan. But all the best to him. Speaking of Timber, according to Mike, Jurrien Timber will have his medicals at Arsenal in the beginning of next week, so maybe Monday or Tuesday. Arsenal and Ajax will officially complete their agreement after tomorrow. So this one is pretty much done. The medical will take place Monday or Tuesday. He'll actually do his medicals over in England, so I think we're letting his holidays finish first, and then he will be coming to the Emirates Stadium or to Colney to do the medical, and he will officially be Arsenal's player. I mean, I did a poll yesterday asking who do you think will be our second signing, Timber or Rice. Some people are saying Rice, some people are saying Timber. It's almost close, but it's hard to predict who Arsenal is going to announce first. Whichever way it is, both signings are exciting. Obviously, the Rice one is just incredible for us, having put so much work on it. But Jurrien Timber, let's not forget as well, very, very good signing in terms of backup for Saliba and also in terms of competition for Saliba. Versatile player and all that, incredible signing. Now, why haven't you signed him yet? Well, according to Mike, both Arsenal and Ajax want to wait until after the 1st of July to officially register the Jurrien Timber deal. This way, the sale counts for the new accounting year, and it would make Ajax able to spend the money on new signings. So if we complete the deal to date, I think it counts to the previous period. But if we get him on July 1st, after we register him in July 1st, I think that counts towards the next period, the next 1 year or 2 years in terms of FFP and all that. So makes sense. You're going to wait until tomorrow when the new period starts, and then we are going to officially register him as an Arsenal player. Already agreed 36 million plus I think 4 million add-ons. Perfect price for him. Could have been more. I think personally like 50 million could have made sense actually, because last season he was about to go for that kind of money, and last season he was very durable. He played almost every single game, so I think it's definitely going to add something that we didn't have at Arsenal, or mostly backup, and also not in terms of that, but mostly we didn't really have squad depth, so he's going to add a lot of squad depth to Arsenal. It's not necessarily going to be a backup. He might end up starting more games than he is on the bench, but I think there's going to be a bit of rotation there with White, him, and Saliba as well, and maybe even Gabriel. So Jurrien Timber, it's getting really, really close. Another that is getting really close is Declan Rice. According to Fabrizio, there's a feeling that Declan Rice is really, really buzzing to join Arsenal. As I said in the intro, Fabrizio, quite obvious. I'm sure he's very, very excited to join Arsenal, the best team in London. We are also very excited to have him. I think he's going to like right away become a fan favorite because of all this again, him choosing Arteta instead of Guardiola, him choosing Arsenal instead of Man City, him choosing he could have easily chosen the easy way of winning trophies, where Man City are definitely going to win trophies. But at Arsenal, if he comes to Arsenal and helps us win a first Premier League title for 20 years, for our first Champions League title ever, it's going to be a huge impact. Even in terms of Carabao Cup, we've not really won a Carabao Cup for years, like since the 90s. So it's going to help us in terms of that as well. Perfect for him. Perfect for him. I think it's going to fit in perfectly. Potentially, he's going to play in that number 6 role, and he could play in the number 8 role as well. At West Ham, West Ham were needed to defend a lot because they were like they're not really a top 10 team. I mean, they were the previous 2 years before last season, but last season, in terms of defending and all that, is really required to defend in midfield. Doesn't really get too many opportunities to push forward. Sometimes when West Ham play, especially against the top 8, top 9 teams, they don't really have the ball a lot. They are dominated by the likes of Chelsea, Arsenal, Man United, Brighton, all those teams. But at Arsenal, since we usually have a lot of the ball and he dominates most of the games, it's going to have a lot of space and a lot of possession and a lot of chances to bomb forward and have a shot, create chances, as well as making the interceptions and tackles in midfield. Perfect for me. Exciting signing. What an exciting signing. I cannot wait for the combination with the likes of Saka and the other English boys, and also midfield partnership with them. Whoever's going to be there, Havertz, Odegaard, will partly be there. We have to wait and see. So let's wait, see what happens with that. Unfortunately, one player that will not be there in that midfield is Granit Xhaka. And according to reports from John Cross Mirror, Arsenal will allow Granit Xhaka to leave once they complete the 105 million deal for West Ham captain Declan Rice. But Bayer Leverkusen might have to improve their offer. Arsenal want around 20 million for the Swiss captain. Yes, now we are talking. Even that is a bit too low, because last season he had an incredible campaign defensively, midfield-wise, left, scored 7 goals, had 7 assists in the league, scored other goals in the Europa League as well. So personally, I would have loved like 25 million for Granit Xhaka, or maybe even more, but they were talking about 14-30 million. That is too less. 20 million, if they can give us 20 million, then I'd be happy, because this is another player that I'm looking at, like you don't really have to sell him, you know. Personally, I would love to keep him for another season, but maybe he wanted to finish his Arsenal career on a high, which he did last campaign. But from the comments that I've been seeing from most of you guys, is many want at least one of them to stay, either Xhaka or Partey. So many people don't really mind Xhaka staying. I think he really improved last season, one of the most improved players in the league. But so it could happen if Leverkusen said they're not going to pay the money. So let's see, but hopefully they do pay that money. He can help us elsewhere. If they don't, I'd be happy to keep him, but if he goes, hopefully it does go for 20 million plus, not anything less than that. So it's getting closer. The moment we announce Rice next week or over the weekend, Granit Xhaka will be allowed to head back to Germany. Another player who could be on his way out is Nketiah. According to reports from Ryan Taylor Sport, who's been accurate in terms of his reports on most of Arsenal signings recently. I've seen quite a few reports stating that Nketiah could leave this summer. I think Arsenal probably would be open to selling him if they receive a sizable proposal, in which case it probably would offer Balogun the chance to stay. So I think Arsenal fans would look at this with positive on a positive, or with a positive spin. Sorry. So someone like Nketiah, I think it's like divided as well, but not equally divided in terms of fans who like him and fans who feel like he's not going to really help us. I think like maybe 70% of fans feel like it's time for him to go, and the other 30% feel like no, Nketiah actually does well when he plays. So there's 30% who feel like that. But where most people will agree is Balogun probably is a better option than Nketiah since he's younger and he just scored 20 plus goals in a league, and he's just come back now. He's fresh. He's an USA international now. He's going to be playing every single game internationally as well. So if you're to ask people who you choose, I do a poll for that, but I definitely know the result. Like almost 80% would give it to Balogun. If I was to ask you guys, Balogun and Nketiah, do you want to remain at Arsenal? But the answer will probably be Balogun. But I was saying, if it was if both of them are going for the same price, I'd probably sell Nketiah and keep Balogun. But the problem is how much can we get for Nketiah and how much can we get for Balogun? If it was about money, then you have to sell Balogun to get that 40-50 million pounds. If you're only going to get like 20 million for Nketiah, but I don't think we're in desperate need of money right now, as we discussed yesterday. As Arsenal said, I think Arsenal probably, according to Ryan Taylor Sport, if we receive a sizable proposal, he could be on his way out. So what do you guys think a sizable proposal is? 20 million, 25 million, 30 million? How much would you sell Eddie Nketiah for? But that is one to keep an eye on. And Nicolas Pepe. Interesting. Well, according to Nicolas Pepe, Get French Football News say Arsenal's Nicolas Pepe has tackled misperceptions surrounding his relationship in Mikel Arteta. He really believed in me. He said I had incredible potential, so we need to extract that potential. So many people feel like, Arteta does not really like Pepe. He does not really fit into the system in terms of pressing and coming back, going forward, coming back, going forward. A lot of people feel that too. A lot of people feel like Pepe himself does not like playing under Arteta. He wants to leave the club. But according to him, Arteta told him, you're not like useless. No, you actually have potential. You just need to extract that potential and get it out of you. So could we be seeing him staying at Arsenal? So far, we've not really had any concrete offers for him. There was talk at the beginning of the transfer window that we could let him go out on a free, but 72 million all the way down to zero. That would be crazy. Like, you have to try to get at least 15 million for him, even 10, not zero. You have to get at least have some money for him. I did a poll earlier on today. Make sure to vote if you haven't yet, whether you're watching on YouTube or any different platform, Facebook as well. I asked who would you rather keep? Marquinhos, if you were to keep one, who would you keep? Marquinhos, Tavares, Lokonga, and Pepe. Now, later on, I realized I shouldn't have included Marquinhos on that list because many people would vote for Marquinhos, and that turned out to be the case. I should just have included the other three, Lokonga, Tavares, and Pepe. If we had to keep one of them, who would you give a chance to stay at Arsenal? I think the second on that list in terms of voting was Tavares, I think, and then I think Pepe will start. So there's still a few people who would have kept Pepe, but let me know. 28 years of age, can he really improve his game at the moment? That's where my worry is. In terms of that pressing, can he really do that now? He's about to turn 29. He literally should be in his prime right now. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens with him. But seems like Arteta did not like really tell him like, okay, you're terrible, you're not going to fit. Anyway, he told him you need to extract that potential. I don't know if he's going to be given a chance in a couple of friendly matches from the Nuremberg game and the MLS All-Stars game, but let's wait and see. So we've gone through Pablo Mari, Jurrien Timber, Declan Rice, Granit Xhaka, Eddie Nketiah, and Nicolas Pepe. Let me know what you make about all that. We will be back tomorrow with a live stream and a few videos as always. It was a bit of a quiet day, but all this news came out today, so we're expecting hopefully a here we go for Declan Rice and maybe here we go for Jurrien Timber as well. Thank you for watching, and I'll catch up with you guys on the next one.